What's going on, guys? So I just watched this movie called Mirrors. Mirrors is a 2008 horror mystery movie. It's kind of got a mystery to it. It's about an ex-detective who is on leave from the force, or quit the force, because he killed the guy and became an alcoholic for a while. So I think they either made him quit or he just resigned. It's played by Keifer Sutherland. He's having troubles with his wife. They're separated, so Keifer's living with his sister, who's played by Amy Smart, who's the girl from the Crank movies and Butterfly Effect, Bigger Than Sky. She gets naked in this movie briefly, plays a very small role. So yeah, he gets a job as a night watchman for this burnt-out shopping center called the Mayfield. It's been burnt out for a very long time. So he gets a job there because there's an opening, because every other guy who's worked there has killed themselves by either slicing their throat or cutting their wrist with shards of mirror. And he soon discovers that the mirrors are bad news, and there's something living in the mirrors. And it's starting to torment his family, driving his family crazy. A lot of CGI graphics in this movie, a lot of mediocre ones, nothing too good about it. It's directed by the same director as High Tension and The Hills Have Eyes, the 2006 version, and a movie called Furia. His name is Alexander Aja. Yeah, this whole monsters living in the mirror thing, it's been done before a lot of times. I remember there's a movie called Mirror Mirror, and another movie from the, I don't know if it was 80s or early 90s, but there's another movie like that. Something living in the mirror, and it'll control your reflection and make you do things, and even the reflection in water will go on. That's his wife right there, played by Paula Paton. She's from Hitch and Idlewild. She's actually in that new movie that's out called Precious. And she was also in Swing Vote. I haven't seen any of these movies, though. She's also in Deja Vu. Anyway, so Keifer Sutherland works in the mall, discovers there's a demon living in the mirror, asks it what it wants. It wants this thing called Essacher. It spells out Essacher. And so he has to do some research. He finds out that used to be a psychiatric ward in the basement of the shopping center, Ward 50 or something like that. I don't remember the name, but he finds it because the wall's leaking water and the whole basement's flooded, and it's leaking from this crack, and he sees like a little bit of a word saying psychiatric ward, and he can punch through the bricks is what he does. He uses his bare hands and punches through a brick wall, and he finds this room. That's this mirror room. It's got mirrors all around it, kind of like in an octagon, and there's a chair with straps in the middle. So he still has some friends on the force, asks about this ward, whatever number it is, if it has any connection to this name Essacher, and it turns out there was a 12-year-old girl who was committed there because she had some severe form of schizophrenia, and she was all crazy about it. So he gets her file, reads about it, also finds out that she died on this day that all the patients there just got up and killed each other. It was a big, mass murder-suicide thing where all the patients just killed each other and no one lived, and that's why they closed the ward. He does a little more research, finds out that the girl actually wasn't there. She was released 2 days before, finds out that she has family in Pennsylvania, goes to that farm, the Essacher farm, meets her brother, who's this old grandpa character, pretty much interrogates out of him that she's living at this nun colony, where there's no mirrors allowed, so she's safe there, because the mirrors really want her back, right? She's right there. Her name is Mary Beth Pale. She's from Dawson's Creek, the TV show, and a movie called Flags of Our Fathers. And she's really reluctant to go back. She doesn't want to, so Keifer makes her go at gunpoint. Takes out a gun on a nun to save his family, because this demon's tormenting his family, right? It took a long time for him to convince his wife, but eventually his wife convinced herself that the demons are living in the mirrors, because she saw her son talking in the mirror, and he got up in the reflection state, and she's like, oh man, everyone's just blaming it on him because he's taking these painkillers and he's a recovering alcoholic, so no one really gives him any credibility. He's tried to shoot the mirrors and stuff, but the mirrors always heal and get back together, and he figures the only thing he can do is kidnap this nun, strap her into this chair where all the demons are just craving her. They're just like, give us this old lady. He's like, all right, I'll do it. And anyway, you'll see soon enough that this whole room explodes and the shards of glass tear her to shreds, and she becomes possessed again, like when she was really young. And her and Keifer fight it out, and they both end up getting caught in the mall starts to collapse. There's all this kind of cave-in and it's going on. All the pillars and cement bricks are falling on them, and the family's being tormented, but once the demons go inside the nun character, everyone at home's fine. But in the end of the movie, it turns out Keifer died too, and his soul is trapped in the mirror because he's looking around at all the police cars and stuff, and everything's inverted, and his ring's on his wrong hand, so he's a mirror reflection of everything. Not much in the way of gore or special effects. Like I said, it's all CGI graphics. There's some CGI, burn victims. You'll look in the reflection and you'll see a burn victim that's not really there. No real makeup effects. His sister, the Amy Smart character, gets killed in a bathtub because her reflection sticks her hands inside her mouth and separates her bottom and lower jaw and just rips her cheeks and face. But it's all CGI tears and stuff like that. It doesn't look too real. But it was kind of gross seeing that kind of loose jaw swinging around. But yeah, just a lot of shit going on in mirrors that wasn't really there. Seeing burnt people in mirrors. There's a part where Keifer was set on fire by some CGI fire too, and he's screaming. But other than that, no real scares. It wasn't a very original movie. It wasn't really good. Some brief nudity, a little bit of bloodshed. Like, there is scenes where guys are slitting their own throats and stuff, and blood sprays everywhere. And the scene here is kind of neat, where I'll show you where the nun gets torn to shreds at least. Here we go. Shit's gonna get real right here. I don't know why he has his gun out. He's already tried to shoot the mirrors, but he figures, the building's caving in, maybe I can shoot the rubble. And here the demons are gonna repossess her here. Isn't he nice? But I guess it's killing his family, so what do you do, right? There's no easy answer. It'll happen eventually. Wait for it. There you go. Yeah, and after this they fight it out and they both end up getting killed, I guess. Hooray.